Project 613, day 33. The Torah tells us that we have a mitzvah after eating a meal of bread to recite the grace after meals to thank God for the food. Our sages instituted that before we eat any type of food, we should bless God. Here's why. For example, let's say you walk into someone's orchard, you see an apple on a tree, and you're very hungry, and you want to take that apple and eat it. You're stealing, unless you go to the owner and ask the owner for permission. This world belongs to God. God is the creator of the world. He owns everything in this world. How can we take anything from this world, consume it, or derive any benefit from it without asking God for permission? And so the way we ask God for permission is by acknowledging that He is the creator of this food. And therefore our sages instituted a set of blessings that we are to recite before eating certain types of foods. We have a blessing for bread, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, who has brought forth bread from the ground. Before eating bread, that's the blessing we say. There's a specific blessing for wine or grape juice, Borei Peri Hagafen, the one who has created the fruit of the vine. There is a specific blessing for cakes, cookies, crackers, anything that is baked from grain, but it is not bread. Borei mine mezonot. There's a blessing for all fruits that grow on the tree. Borei peri ha'etz. There's another blessing for vegetables, those things that grow from the ground. Borei peri ha'adama. And finally, there's a blessing for all of those things that don't grow on the ground, don't grow from a tree. Meat, cheese, eggs, all beverages. The blessing for that is Shehakol Nihiya Bidvaro. Everything came into being by His word. Reciting a blessing before we eat is very important. There are a lot of laws governing what blessing to say on what and how to say it. But here is an interesting general rule. If you're eating a meal and you have bread at the beginning of the meal and you recited the blessing Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, you don't need to recite any other blessing on any other type of food that you have during that meal. That's a general rule. There might be some very, very specific exceptions. But the general rule is if you had bread, then you don't have to make any other blessing. And at the end of the entire meal, you recite the grace after meals. However, if you don't have bread, and you have different types of foods in front of you, you do need to recite different blessings, but here's the catch. For example, if you have different fruits that you are going to eat, and you made a blessing on an apple, Borei Peri Ha'etz, you don't need to make that blessing again on the other fruits that you're having during that sitting. The same would apply if you have in front of you different beverages, you also have some meat or some fish. You just say the blessing Shehakol Nihiya Bidvaro, and that covers all of the foods that go into the category of that which needs the blessing Shehakol Nihiya Bidvaro. It's important to know the laws and the different rules governing the blessings. Check them out online, find the Code of Jewish Law, read through them, and get to know these blessings well, because this is a sure way to connect to God, even while doing something as mundane and as simple as drinking a glass of water. Thank you for watching.